Hey guys, it's RCK and I'm glad to have you back here again for our next episode of the Omniscience series that we have currently going on. And this is going to be turn 17 and turn 18 here. No, it's been a little while since I posted this. I got COVID for a little while and I figured I wasn't making a very good video if I was going to be real snotty throughout it. So don't worry, I'm okay. But we're going to continue this series. I do want to get it done. The game is still not over yet. Was also trying to wait some time for the game to finish before I start posting too much. But we are still waiting on that, of course. I do have some other series coming out here shortly. I've been just posting a lot of Gath videos that I've had pre-recorded for a long period of time now. I think there is still a good amount of those to come out, so that will be fun. So let's go ahead and start off here. We have Man attacking Ermor here. We also have Machaca attacking Ermor. And then it looks like we have Machaca finding the Black Alps and then Abysia bumping into them there at the same location. And then just some random, uh, just more expansion as far as that goes. So things are looking pretty good for a few of these nations. I know Bizia for sure is in the lead very far for as many provinces as they have. Um, Machaca's expansion has been going exceptionally well with their spider riders, and then of course Man had a awake pretender helping him with expansion, so that was good as well. Let's go ahead and watch this first battle here against Ermor, being Man. So it looks like a large amount of wardens here, 2 or 3 monks here to bless them. Looks like just chaff and free spawn, or PD and free spawn. That seems like 6 PD. Interesting. Or that's more than 6 PD. We have all proccing here and there. The Ashes definitely doing some work here, catching those undead on fire. And the Indies are routing. Not too bad. We have a battle for Man versus Independence here. Oh, it looks like is this a diseased? Feeble-minded. Okay, so he's throwing a feeble-minded daughter of Avalon here, just throwing her away, I guess, to ping this throne. So he doesn't have to pay that upkeep there of 34 gold a year. Not too bad. But you also get the information of knowing what is currently here. So we have a wizard with some air and water gems. I assume what's going to come out of this is full-size water elemental, fire elementals, possibly air elemental. So you got to be careful with that. Let's see, there's another one down here. He has water, so maybe a water elemental, and then I don't know what he's doing with those astral pearls there. But a lot of knights, so you do have to be careful with that. Let's go ahead and go to these Machaca battles here. I want to watch the fight here with Ermor before I watch the independent battles, of course. So it looks like Machaca is pinging Ermor to see if he put any province defense in here, I suppose. And he is just routing, yeah. Okay, looks like just 1 PD, maybe 2. Let's watch these other battles here with Machaca. Looks like he's expanding into the water. Now this here looks like the Agarthan mercenary group here. What's going to do? Okay, I don't know how well they're going to do against these guys, the Kululu. So they might be able to pull out, but there seems to be a lot of them here. Are we? Oh, okay. So what's going on here is that this is a cave province in the water. So this is why the wet ones will actually have better stats than the Kalulu here, because they are getting a -3 stab here to their attack skill and a -3 on their defense skill. So the Agarthans might be able to pull this one out here. They put it on fast forward. Ooh, and I'm actually surprised. That was a very good battle there. Might even be able to use these guys even more depending on what's around them. So that is really, really good for Machaca. Grab a nice water province. We'll check what the income is on that. And what do we have here? It looks like him pinging a throne, and this has a Eton. It has an enchantress that has a numerous amount of gems here. And it also has another enchantress, possibly air elementals. That's kind of scary. And Etten, another enchantress down here. Now this is a nature 3 with a lot of nature gems. Makes me wonder what this one's going to do. Some ivy ogres, or vine ogres, heavy infantry, militia, and light infantry. Not too big of a deal. I don't think this will be too hard of a province to take. Let's watch. So we had the battle here in the Black Alps. Let's watch that one. Now this is where they're going to get a bump. So we have the Spider Riders here, or Spider Knights, fighting Cataphracts. Might take some casualties here, depending. I mean, the Spider Knights will have a second form that will be a little bit more. Ooh, that's very nice. Catching all those. So you already took out one knight. Wow, I guess they have fairly, yeah, they do have fairly low strength. So these webs here are really just making it very, very difficult for these Cataphracts to do anything. I wish they got more of a surround on them while these nets are up instead of just shooting more nets. Or they have, yeah, more webs. Put on fast forward. But it seems like they're taking care of things. There goes the last one. Horse archers are running away. Let's see. Yeah, that was pretty good. Only lost one Spider Knight on that one. So let's see what Abizia had for attacking that province. Oh, just a scout. Maybe there's a possibility that they were trying to assassinate that province there. Busy attacking Independence and Umbor, which looks like a cave. Now this looks like a mercenary squad he has bought, and the troglodytes are running. Cool. Good, 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 good. That one's got a limp. Crippled. And so let's go ahead and check the map here. Where was that cave province I wanted to check? Right here, 42 income. I mean, not too bad. I'm glad he was able to grab that. He probably could throw these Garth and Wet Ones here into this throne just to throw them away so no one else can buy them. Oh, well, he could, actually, since he has 2 turns left, he can move in this swamp and then try to fight these Shamblers and Militia at 122, possibly grabbing another underwater province, keeping away from Ermor and the rest of them. Ashdod was able to kind of actually get pretty decent holdings after so many stumbles there in the early game. Still looking good. I haven't seen him attack anyone yet, but honestly, there's a good chance there might be some conflict over here between him and Ermor, possibly even Man, depending on what's going on. I see just large formations of troops here in this general area. Other than that, it would seem Arcosophali is also getting close to Ermor. Looks like some Satis has some troops over here, not many. Most of his troops are over at his capital still. But if you remember correctly, there was a large coalition against Ermor, started from the beginning, along with Scaleria. Ermor was kind of the second cause. They were like, well, after we deal with the Scaleria, we're going to go after Ermor. And of course, things are still not done with Scaleria and haven't necessarily attacked him yet. I don't know if they're more worried about Ermor in the beginning or Scaleria, but it seems like Abizia has a decent amount of troops in the area for Scaleria, and so does Machaca. Machaca for sure. He'll probably pull these and these over to 96 and see if he can do something. I mean, Sagist might be able to fight Scaleria as well, depending, because it seems like there's a large amount of troops here around in his area. There's a good chance Scaleria might be going after Satis for a first target here, because just by having so many sacred mages and having any poison resistance or any way to get poison resistance in his bless or on his sacreds, I mean, those are going to be his leaders in the battle, and then the skeletons aren't going to care. So it'll be quite interesting here to see where we go from here for either of these nations for sure. But let's look at the score graphs real fast. I want to see who has the most provinces. So yeah, it looks like Busy is ahead a fair bit by a lot of people here. And well, Ermor is at the bottom at the moment, but he was attacked. Followed by Scaleria, and then Ashdod, and then everyone else is kind of in the middle with Abizia and Machaca being on top. Very, very interesting. Who haven't we checked? I haven't looked at End. Fairly large, actually. I like the way of which this nation has kind of formed, very circular here around the middle. It's not very strung out. Abizia is just kind of large. We have a lot of sacred troops here, building castle and lab and a temple here on this cave, so he can get some nice recruitments. What does he get? If it's the KS, what are they called? I will have to look. Side Cephalans? I don't know. They're like the dog people. That is who he'd be getting out of there, and I'm sure he's going to want a lot of them because they're actually pretty good berserk troops. So that will be good for him, of course. It looks like he has a lot of the cannibal warriors over here in 132. Very interesting. He might also be looking at Ashdod as a target since he does not border Ermor, he does not border Scaleria. He might be saying, oh, well, I can tell Ashdod had some trouble in the beginning. He might be a good early target for us. It seems like N has already had some deals with Abizia. I'm pretty sure they have a NAP 3. They did trade some provinces. They're trading stuff back and forth. Machaca, I mean, not a very good access here. Machaca, not a good first war if you had to fight through one province here. Other than that, there's a possibility he could go after Man as well. I mean, this is a nice wide border he has here with him. A lot of actually decent income provinces he's able to get here. So there's a lot of possibilities for sure. So let's go ahead and go on to the next turn, being turn 18. Play. Alrighty, so for this turn here, we actually don't have many battles at all. We only have two battles, and that is Man fighting Ermor and Abizia fighting Independence here. And it looks like I probably bet money that that Man force is going to be the Warden force that we just saw in the last turn. And it is actually, it's missing two of the other monks here. It looks like this is only about 1/3 of the force, possibly. Ooh, it looks like Ermor didn't like that all too much. A decent amount of knights was that, probably 20-30 knights there. He brought his archbishop out to bless them all. A couple of different waves of. Actually, I want to talk about the formations here. I do like the Solus up front. Depending on what you're doing, of course. If you're sieging, if you're planning on planning a siege, I would also always normally put this Solus in the back, and that is just to kind of keep some siege strength because they're going to fall apart. Yes, you want them as chaff in the front, depending on what you have in the front, what you're fighting, but it's just wardens at the moment. Next, I would follow that probably by all of these Velite and Principe style units here in the front so they can start throwing their javelins. Then Trias probably in the back because they are slow. They're going to get stuck here in front of these guys with only a combat speed of 5, whereas everything else has combat speed of 7 and 9. They're definitely going to slow down everything. And then you have your Lone Dead up here. I just feel like you're definitely going to be slowing your back line or everything else that's behind this down. The Knights on the flank, of course, is a great idea. They're going to be able to tear up just about anything, and they're made very, very strong here. And very, very resilient here, having Undying 16 and HP plus 7, with Strength 4. Yeah, they're going to be able to do some work for sure. And then you have a few lictors, not too many, and a couple sensors there in the back, but those aren't going to go in. These guys are going to be some very, very heavy hitters, dealing with that prot of the Wardens here being 18. I mean, even the Knights are going to be able to fight through that with that plus 4 strength. But yeah, the lictor's going to be able to rip through them like nothing. And you also have to be careful fighting lictors due to the chill 3 aura that they have around them, especially in cold climates that he's currently fighting in. So that's also something you have to keep in mind. Let's go ahead. Spray, fast forward. Knights actually got to enforce and deleted them before they could even fight any of the Soulless here. Very nice. Looks like most of that was lost to the lances there in the first attack. And lost 9 wardens, which are kind of expensive to be honest with you. I mean, 4 is $104, 104 gold. So about 200 gold there. Yeah, not too great. Altogether about 250. And he did not take any losses at all. That's probably a good thing he only attacked with this one force, because if not, he would have wiped out probably everything without probably maybe even taking maybe 1 or 2 losses from the Knights, honestly. And then we have a battle here with Abizia. We'll go ahead and watch this one. We have the mercenaries that he bought. Well, actually, I don't know if these are mercenaries. Yeah, I think these are mercenaries. And then all his Abyssian infantry. Some with battle axes and some with shields and axes here. Oh, sacreds. Sacreds. Some of them are just Abyssian infantry, and then some of them are sacreds, lava warriors. And he does have this nice little salamander that's going to go up here and shoot some fire. Now, this is a throne here. It's not too bad of a throne due to the fact of his lava warriors having heat 3 around them. They're going to be catching things on fire. It's not necessarily going to be hurting your own units as much. It's going to be hurting other things. Preserve 3 is nice. Firepower. And what you're fighting against here are a bunch of circle masters and conjurers. Usually casting Raise Dead, Animate Skeleton, things like that. Some of them might be able to cast Horde. That one probably could. But yeah, all they're going to be doing is making a whole lot of chaff here to kind of stop you up and kind of just overwhelm you. But with these troops, they're going to be taking out squares like nobody's business. Their units are going to be catching on fire. Their high protection is going to make sure that they do not take any damage from these low attack skeletons here. Things looking pretty good for him, especially with these salamanders thrown in. They should be helping out quite a bit. You have to be careful though, they don't take too much damage. They're not the strongest. I mean, they have 20 hit points, 10 protection, but you would want them just fighting skeletons. You don't want fighting everything else on top of that, or fighting alone in this sense. But it does look like a large amount of these mercenaries, I think they're mercenaries, they might not be, are actually running at this point in the battle. Some of them being caught on fire. A commander, they're being caught on fire actually. So, yeah, be careful of that low morale militia there. Only a base morale of an 8. Yeah, you have to be very, very careful with that. So let's see how the rest of this turns out. It looks like the independents are also having a lot of units routing. No, they're not routing yet. Huh. Let's go ahead and play the battle. No, they're not routing. They are catching on fire though. Oh, and what's going on here? Looks like these guys are catching all the routers as they're leaving. Oh, it looks like Commander's about to die. 16. Oh, he is routing though. The beast trainer is routing. Oh, everything else is routing, and they were so close to getting there. You have a lava warrior here decaying, so you have to be careful with that. Not good. Yeah, with the beast tamer and the rest of them routing. I mean, that militia really took a big chunk of HP out of his army there. And they were so close to just taking out all these guys. They just had to reach them. But yeah, with that, all those militia leaving so much, and it probably hit that threshold of which the HP army routed, or HP of the army calls the rout. So you have to be very, very careful with that. Oh, where was that battle actually at? Let's see. Over here, yeah, very, very little left over here. That could have definitely, if he took that out very efficiently, could have left him in a strong position here to go after Scaleria with Machaca at the same time. But I mean, of course, as long as he has a command, he does have the Beast Tamer in here, so possibly he's gonna be able to send that army back in and take care of those few sorcerers. If not, he's gonna have to reinforce that, of course. Well, I don't like these unforted temples here. That's kind of worrisome. Labs coming up. Very interesting. Yeah, unforted temples. You gotta be careful. Not too much, it seems like. Ashdod is actually pulling away from the Ermorn border here. Other than that, looks like Arcocephali is still on the border just in case, and it has two larger forces here of crossbows and the phalanx style units that he has. Nothing really going on the Satis front. We see Chaka moving over, possibly actually going for 93 here. I think that's probably what he's going to do, grabbing this throne. Throne of the Earth here, getting 2 urchins per turn, having a nice E2, N2. Less troops get reinvig. Not too bad. Oh yeah, he's probably going to throw these Agarthan troops and these guys in at the same time. Probably take that throne there. So that'd be very, very good for him. And other than that, I don't see too much going on. And I think that's going to be all for this episode, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Things should be picking up very soon as far as the battles go. And I will see you on the next one. Bye.